Welcome back, I'm Dave and this is Rogue Garage. So, what do we got? The Lambo up on the lift, not just for storage. This time we made it an entire 5 weeks and was doing a pull and lost 5th and 6th gear. So, we get to pull the tranny out again. It's so awesome. I did know that this was kind of coming. I was hoping to make it through this year. This sequential transmission is rough. I don't know exactly what the deal is with it, but I had actually, about 6 months ago, I had bought another transmission that is a stock transmission out of a '08 Superleggera. I had planned to put in this, and I'm going to be gated swapping it, which will be awesome. It'll make it so much easier to drive on the street. I think it'll up the cool factor with it because the gated thing is kind of big. And now someone other than myself will be able to drive it, which I think my wife and other people will appreciate as well. It's just happening a lot quicker than I was hoping. I'm right in the middle of doing the McLaren. It is what it is. We're gonna be sending the car off to a buddy of mine in Alabama that's actually gonna do the linkage portion of the swap. We need to get the other tranny in it so that he'll be able to hook up all the linkage and it'll come back from him in a couple of weeks with it all up and going. All right, Noah, say hi.
Hello.
My buddy Noah helping me again on the Lambo, also known as...
Round, what is this? 400 on Lambo build evening?
Yeah, give or take 2 or 3. Noah, also known as the guy that will lay in an engine compartment if you ask him to. No more air shifter. A little bit sad about that, but it's gonna be gated, but we're gonna leave the left paddle in. So I do still have anti-lag. I'm just gonna need to be a bit more careful and show some restraint. See how that goes. And now the bumper comes off. I hope it should. Ta-da. Alright, so we're gonna go turbos. Now we have the turbos. Pretty cool looking setup. So we're thinking after this is done, we might go bumperless for just a little bit. Okay, we've got this whole back apart. Noah's working on getting the last bit unbolted from the turbo system itself. And she's gonna be ready to pull off. We gotta pull intercooler off, these 2 tubes. And once we get that, then we'll have to get this oil tank out. Here we go. All right, we're gonna get, I think, the oil tank out now. Sensor. got this axle disconnected, starter's out, you can see all of that. We just have a couple wires to disconnect off of the trans. We got our rear mounts, our nuts here that are all undone. So she is almost ready to go out. All right, let's do this. I think we got it all disconnected. Take two. There he goes. Tranny's out. Got it down here. Now it's time to get the new one. Well, we're coming back here. We got our McLaren part graveyard. And here's this. I actually hadn't even opened the box yet. I've had this for a few months. And there we go. Here's our new tranny. Special delivery. Okay. So we're back and ready to go. Everything's clean, flushed. Evan's here to help. Noah's here to help. Tranny is here to do its job. Noah, what are you working on?
Bolts for the axles. Tranny's in, bell housing's tightened down, and we're putting the axles on now.
Dude.
Deserve.
Awesome. So we got the air shifter. This was the tank that was for our pneumatic air shifter, so that all goes away. They got all that pulled, and that, where they had it mounted, was up underneath, under the driver's side. But all that goes away. We're gonna put that with the old tranny, because even though it's broke, it's still worth some money. Gonna try and help offset the cost and sell this thing. So everything's busy. Jesse's here working on his car too. So I decided to go ahead and bleed the clutch before I put the turbo in, just because you can see I can get in here like way easier. Because of the setup that it's got, I don't have like a regular bleeder screw. I basically open up this clutch line, and then we got Evan pumping the clutch. Okay, Evan, go ahead and hold it down. Are you getting any sort of clutch feel? Okay, we'll just do it. We'll do it a couple more times just to make sure. All right, we got turbos coming back in. Hasn't even been 24 hours since they got pulled.
That is where that goes, I think. It looks around.
Does that go down under?
Doesn't it hang? I think it hangs in front of it.
That goes to the front.
So
That's the oil supply line.
So it's caught on this right here.
Nice. All right, we've gone over everything. We got wires tied up. We're all ready for intercooler and intakes, and then we'll put together what's left of the back. So Evan and Noah are gonna slide our intake and intercooler in.
I can see it.
There you go. Do these chrome clamps. Get those on and done first, and then we'll put the lower ones on. Some pretty sick clamps. So we got all of that on. Nice. Evan, let's see the size of that crescent wrench you got there.
Just the smallest size they had.
Only the best for the Lambo.
You versus the guy she tells you not to worry about. Size does kind of matter in this case.
We got our blow-off lines here. All right. I would just let's use an actual wrench or something on that.
I'll do it
got
since you might snap it.
Hey, I've only snapped like 3 bolts and they were on the Corvette, okay?
Yeah, on the $50,000 engine.
Here we go. Goes over. Okay, so the first ones that we got to do is there's these torques that pull this little clamp in. Well, here we are, 24 hours, new trannies in it. We're all back together, ready to ship. You can see, got the white tape over the box. So that's the only thing we're gonna be needing is our linkage for our gated swap. We're ready to go. This thing's ready to ship off to Alabama. And I think we may end up kind of running this thing bumperless for a little bit. Might be kind of cool. So we sent the car off to Johnny out in Alabama to get the linkage put on. He got the cable and the shifter in, and then he notified me that I had the wrong transmission. I needed a transmission out of a pre-LP car, and I had bought one from a 2010 LP Gallardo. So I got to be a proud owner of a third transmission, got that in, and it did all work correctly, and I got the linkage hooked up, and now we have this other problem. And everything, now that I have the right tranny in, was going so smooth. And then I go to put the turbo system in, and I was a bit worried that this was gonna be a problem, and it is. So I knew that this was going to be close to all this new linkage here that was put in. All of this turbo system still actually needs to go this way by about an inch. You can see it is all resting basically right on the cables. So we need to now take this wastegate, we got to cut it here, cut it down there, and relocate it so that it is sitting up here. I do luckily have space for it to be up here and to get out of the way. So I get to fabricate. I got some stainless tubing. We'll talk about this little thing in a minute. So we got some stainless tubing bend. We're gonna chop that up. And then I decided, since we're gonna be running this thing without a bumper, I'm gonna unwrap all of this, and this is all stainless, and we're going to polish it all up because it'll all be exposed. It should look cool. I was gonna have to pull all of that off regardless, so I thought, well, maybe we make it look kind of cool at the same time. Pulling all the insulation off. Gonna get those pipes looking pretty cool, I think. Look at that pile of insulation, holy smokes. These pipes right here are the two that we're gonna have to get moved. Here it is, a pre-LP underground racing X-Build turbo system disassembled. You see this is the pipe here that I've modified. I still got to finish cleaning that up, but I am going to polish up all of the stainless. Got this cool new tool. We're gonna try it out. Here we go, we got everything polished up. So I did like a brush finish. I finished it off with like a 180 grit paper, and then I ran some polish on the turbos too, so those are all cleaned up. So getting ready to just put it all back together. There it is, it's all assembled, ready to install. I just got to relocate a couple of the vacuum lines that were for this wastegate that I relocated, and ready to put it in. There it is, I'm just about done. I'm making this aluminum piece here to kind of finish this off and going bumperless We need something to mount the bottom of these. So I'm going to do that so that we can run a couple of bolts through the factory mounts and make it so that those are solid. But I did some of this Inconel heat shield for the back of the turbos. And then I also got some heat shielding over all the tranny stuff here. The time has come to fire it up for, it seems like we've done this a few times now. A few trannies ago, an engine in and out. We're running a little bit more rowdy this time. And I even made this cool strip here to kind of finish it off because we're gonna run around with the bumper off for a little bit. I figure maybe some of the car show people like it and might be kind of fun. Show off the goods. This will be our first start. Hopefully everything goes well. If it goes well and I don't have any leaks or anything, we're going to a car show. So let's see.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Here's our final piece. Just arrived to finish off our gated swap. Ta-da! Let's see if it fits. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. So cool. I love this car.
That is so sick.